But white people get to see what it feels like to see one of their brothers kissing the boots of somebody else. Go ahead. You know, right here. You know, right there. Let me tell you something. This is what it looked like. This is an apology. Give it right there. This is ain't somebody making him do nothing. Here you go right here. He chose to do it because he's sorry for what happened with his ancestors. White people can't stand an apologetic white man. Right. They can't stand an apologetic white man. It doesn't make sense to them. That's right. Hey, buddy, we got one more right here. There you go right there. You can just stay focused.
I feel it's supposed to be a nation where everybody believes Jesus Christ is their king. Now, hypothetically, if you still got to vote for somebody, even because Jesus Christ is not here, when you vote for the leader who believes in the things Jesus Christ believes in,
should like to, right?
You would like to, but every leader we get doesn't agree with that. Usually conservatives they typically looked at as like the more religious people.
Typically the Republicans,
yeah. Typically Republicans. But, usually the Republicans sitting there being conservatives like they are following God. But the conservatives have a big mission of illegal immigration. They're trying to stop it. Stopping people from coming over here when you believe in Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Christ said that
what you've done unto the least of these, you've done unto me.
Right. Jesus Christ said, I'll give you one better. Jesus Christ said, blessed be the meek, blessed be the poor, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So how come the Hispanics could have the kingdom of heaven, but they can't have the chance at the United States of America? So that's kind of ironic. And I don't understand people in America too, because I thought this was supposed to be one nation under God.
No.
I thought it was supposed to be a nation where everybody believes Jesus Christ is their king. Now, hypothetically, if you still got to vote for somebody, even because Jesus Christ is not here, when you vote for the leader who believes in the things Jesus Christ believes in,
should like to, right?
You would like to, but every leader we get doesn't agree with that. Usually conservatives they typically looked at as like the more religious people.
Typically the Republicans,
yeah. Typically Republicans. But, usually the Republicans sitting there being conservatives like they are following God. But the conservatives have a big mission of illegal immigration. They're trying to stop it. But my problem is, why stop them people from coming over here when you believe in Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
Christ said that
what you've done unto the least of these, you've done unto me.
Right. Jesus Christ.
Fight for your house, and the ground will go. Babylon's falling, to rise no more. Falling, to rise no more. That looks beautiful. To rise no more. SUPK.
See that? The scriptures say the woman should learn in silence. Now, who's against God? You or me? Who? Now, one second, you're gonna get this word. We're gonna get it. Hey, but the Bible said that a woman should learn in silence. And here's the problem. Nobody ever told black women that they was out of place.
Left the car a chuckle. Step up on them in at the bar. Rockle them buckle.
Busy when I swing, non-chuckle. Them boy you gonna need a miracle. Oh.
Now we that make me brain and move like 14 shooter. At the tutor, me have high grade and me never need a tutor. No when I not go deal with none of them baboon. Dog them know me head sick, it up me more like brain tumor. Me a
the problem right here. Our women hate us and love America, man. She's ready to put her life on the line for the very people who forced her people to pick cotton. And they lied to you and they told you that God loves everybody. Find me that in the Bible. Find it in the Bible. Find it. You're doing a lot of talking. Now let God speak out of Isaiah. Read.
And possess them in the land of the Lord for servants.
The Lord said that blacks are going to possess white people in the land of God for what?
For servant.
For friends.
For servant.
For people.
For servant.
For family.
For servant.
The same way, listen, sister, 1 second. See, let me tell you something. I'll have a dialogue with you if you want to be respectful. But I tell you what, but here's the problem. If I was white, you'd let me talk, then I'd let you talk. You would respect me. All right, then you're looking at the priest of God up here. You're looking at the All right, no sweat. Okay. And then I want somebody to give me well, we are the scholars, sister. And I know you go ahead.
I'm still in learning. But what I have learned, what you're preaching, is not right.
Who taught you that?
Who taught me?
Yes, where'd you learn that from?
Apostle at True Vine Missionary Church.
Yeah. And guess who started those churches?
And it's not a Baptist church.
But guess who started the Christian church, sis?
Who started it?
Yes.
Oh,
okay. What did he say? Well, there you have it. Is not the white man the devil? Is he not a liar? Man, give me that. You're against God's will right now. Because I just read out of the Bible in Isaiah that God said, oh, you want to go to? Okay, no sweat. Give me Revelation chapter.
What is the reason for the resurrection if you are still preaching death? The Old Testament is death.
What are you talking about?
The Old Testament is death.
I can understand. You need to get in class, sis.
No,
you need to get in class. I'm not. This ain't religion. You want to know what religion is? Okay. So then tell me something. No, Israel is a family.
Right.
Israel is a family of people. Israel is a nation of people. The Bible is the book of testaments for the. Look at it. See that? The scriptures say the woman should learn in silence. Now, who's against God? You or me? Who? Now, 1 second, you're gonna get this word. We're gonna get it. Hey, but the Bible said that a woman should learn in silence. And here's the problem. Nobody ever told black women that they was out of place. You're out of place. Now look, you're showing your big behind for all white America to see. But guess what? I want white America to see. I told you I'm gonna do it. But the problem is, you talking about God, but you're not moving like a woman of God. When you're amongst men, sis, you should ask a question and be quiet to get the answer. Do you understand? All right. Now, what scripture did she ask for? 2 Timothy, and then you give me Romans chapter 9 and 4. All right, let's go. See how we scholars up here? Read.
Oh God. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 15. And that from a child thou hast known the Holy Scriptures.
What?
That has known the Holy Scriptures.
Go ahead.
Which are able to make thee wise unto salvation.
Break that down.
Break
you want me to just read? Keep reading? You want me to keep reading?
15 and 16.
Read it again, and then go to 16. Read.
Yes,
Fine. And that from a child thou hast known the Holy Scripture.
You're supposed to break it down line for line.
Niggas react when hearing the truth, but you ain't dealing with us. But don't forget your past, the good die young. I still got living to do. When you got 3 kids, your life bigger than you. Look at how niggas react when hearing the truth, but you ain't dealing with us. But don't forget your past, the good die young. I still got living to do. When you got 3 kids, your life bigger than you. Look at how niggas react when hearing the truth, but you ain't dealing with us. But don't forget your past, the good die young. I still got living to do. When you got 3 kids, your life bigger than you. Look at how niggas be.
God of this Bible said, obey me or die. That's what the God of the Bible says. Right. Man. Your Christian pastor has lied to you for too long. The jig is up. Pastor Pillowcase, the jig is up. Crossed on dollar.
Right.
He got dollar in his name. God damn. That's what you think he about. Right. You think he about telling you the truth. You understand? T.D. Snakes is a traitor to this Bible. Man.
That's right.
What's his name? Seth. Seth said, close the door and give me all your money. You understand? These money grubbing, nasty, disgusting pieces of garbage he calls charlatans in here. And the Christian pastor is alive, man. That's
right.
Gino, Jennings, and all of them, man, they liars.
Right.
Ecclesiastes 39, starting verse 28, man. Matter of fact, skip up to verse 27. I'm going to show you something that your Christian pastor will never show you. You know why? Because he's too busy wanting your money. That's why the church is full of our sisters, man, ready to be gobbled up, ready to be gamed up, like a pimp.
Right.
We game up abroad to go sell her body, man. Right. You understand? We get bamboozled in that Christian church, man. We need to come out of there, man.
That's right.
Read. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 39, verse 27. All these days are good to the godly. All these things are good to the godly. What's good to the godly? Following these laws. Not doing simple things that break God's law, like eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, which is unclean to the Most High. That's right. He told us not to do that. You understand? But what your Christian pastor tell you to do? Just pray over, pick up Baba Shonda, and she coming in a Honda. It's a Tashi, tie my bow tie. It's clean now. You can eat that lobster now. It's clean. Meanwhile, you got the couch, and your grandmama just died of a heart attack. You want to know why? This is why, man. The things that are goodly and godly to these brothers back here is following this law.
That's right.
So to the sinners, so to the what? Sinners, so to the what? Sinners, so to you lawbreakers, go ahead. They are turned into evil. They turn the godly things into evil, man. What does everybody say when we tell them, hey, look, you can't eat pork, crab, chicken, lobster? Oh, man, that ain't right. You can't tell me that. That's bad. I eat what I want to eat. I prayed on it. It's sanctified now. You understand? To the sinners, these godly things from evil. There's another scripture in the Bible that says,
sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Black Watch with Commanding General Yohana, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he made man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
You don't need a black man in the White House. You need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.
Mayaka's about to come on. He can't hear us, though. Like, General Mayaka's about to come on in here with us tonight. We're going to get it on. Commanding General Yohana is on deck. He'll be here shortly. Mayak, where you at? You here?
I'm here.
Your hand, he's rocking it out. And with General Mayak, we're here with Officer Marat, Officer Yedaya, Officer Ibad, Officer Matamyad. And we're going to tell the truth to you tonight. Something that your pastor is allergic to. Your pastor hates the taste of the truth in his mouth. He cannot stand it. But we're going to tell the truth in here tonight about the stories of today. All right? Everyone understands. If you have any questions or any comments, please feel free to put your questions and your comments in the chat room. Make sure to push the like button and subscribe. We ready to rock your diet? You got it.
Colonel McCon. As you know, sir, yesterday was Mother's Day.
Oh, boy. How could I forget? How could I forget about another ploy from the Christian industrial complex to strip the resources of the Black and Hispanic community and to give nothing in return? Mother's Day was yesterday. Is that correct, Yediah?
Colonel McCon, sir.
Mother's Day was yesterday, a day when everyone who pretends to love their mother, who they never listen to, gives her flowers, and mothers who don't deserve anything expect to get flowers. That's Mother's Day, y'all. And it's another ploy from the Christian church to strip you of your money. Yesterday, Yediah, I was wondering, why is the church filled on Mother's Day? I was going by churches and I said, they act like this is Easter or something. This is not some biblical holiday, but people went to church on Sunday like it was Easter. Am I wrong or right? That's what it looked like to me out there with the Christians, and my comings and goings. The Christians filled up the church so that Christians could just have another day, another plot to snatch the resources from the Blacks and Hispanics whose resources are so low already, to do something that really only profits florists and preachers. And that's that. Yediah.
Sir, we have a video, sir.
Please. Let's see how Blacks and Hispanics celebrated their Mother's Day. There was a story that Commanding General Yohana wanted to start with, too, I recall.
Yeah, that's correct.
General Yohana, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Just the avatar ain't come up. I got to get that screen right.
Okay, Slak, y'all up on y'all, Barak.
No
sweat, no sign Christ. So that was it, sir, please.
No, go ahead, man. Please.
So now, this is the story. This is how everyone celebrated Mother's Day yesterday. Please, Yediah and Marab.
Wow, church looked lovely today.
God.
Look at the lovely dresses. Is that an elderly woman?
It looks like she's not elderly. I don't know who is that. A woman
in the black?
I don't. Is that a woman or a man?
In the black, I saw a crutch. I saw a crutch come up.
Oh my God, that's an invalid. That's an elderly invalid, sir.
Yeah, I figured that was an elderly person. To be the elderly person like that, it means you are full of rage. Look at the rage in this woman. This is a church woman. This is a God-fearing, Jesus-serving, Holy Ghost-filled rat. Is what this is, and you wonder how come our women are the way they are out here. It's all because of church. That's right. Everything our women learn is what the church puts out and what Hollywood puts out, which the church subliminally endorses. Like, this is a shame. This is an elderly person, barely could stand on their feet, and throwing them to the ground wasn't enough. They had to beat them in the head. And I don't believe that elderly person put their hands on them. Like, why did it call for this? You know what I mean? Like, that's church. God. That's women gone. It should be called Women Gone Wild. That should be the name of it. Because that's what church is for you. It's for women to become totally irresponsible or totally under any authority so they can be animals. So they can be self-serving, proud, greedy animals is the goal. And it has worked like a charm. Worked like a charm to our almost utter demise now. Imagine that. Could you imagine the injuries this woman might have sustained because of her? And the woman's fought her way back to her feet too. Tough older woman. But that was a brutal older woman or man. I'm not sure which one, but that was a brutal. And I'm sure once you find out what it was over, you'll find out it was probably absolutely nothing. Yet you have to see her on the street and you have to respect her as not just respect her, but you got to respect her as being somebody on a level above you. When that is a joke, I yield.
Somebody in the chat mentioned Tyler Perry, and he one of the biggest promoters of Christian black women and how they supposed to act and be. And that's him. That's Medea right there.
Listen, that was so heavy, man. That's Medea. Yeah. I couldn't hit it on the nail. You hit it dead on the nail. That's Medea. That's Medea right there. You hit it dead on the nail, General. That's Medea. Right or wrong, Muhammad?
Under one gun, sir. I mean, it's terrible and vicious. And this always shocks me on how evil mothers always think they're entitled to getting a gift, but they never feel the responsibility of being good mothers.
Right.
I don't even know if there's a such thing in people's minds as a bad mother. I don't even know if that's knows what a bad father is. He don't never come around. He ain't give you money. But is there even a such thing as a bad mother? I don't know. If your mother gave you to your grandmother to raise, no one considers that her being a bad mother, and no one says, right. Well, she spent all her time at her grandmom's house, so much so that the child calls the grandma mom. But the mother still thinks she's a good mother.
Yeah.
She parades men in and out of your life. You've been molested by the boyfriends, and she still believes she's a good mother. Like it's nothing that ever tells her that I should live up to earning these flowers. I should earn this chocolate. I should earn this day that's raised up in my honor. She doesn't have to earn it because the Christian church teaches her she's entitled to it because they get a cut. The Christian industrial complex is the only reason that Mother's Day even matters. Without Mother's Day, it would matter that you're a good mother. That's what would matter. It would matter. The state of the child would matter. You look at the children and you go, oh, we have good mothers in this nation, brother. Look at the children.
Yeah.
Right? You determine whether or not we have good mothers by how well the flowers sell. I'm sure today I could Google, how the florist did yesterday. I'm sure I could find that out, sir. How good Hallmark did. How much money did the church bring in? I know I could find those numbers with 5 minutes of your time. That's what they base Mother's Day on. But no one bases Mother's Day on the children, on the product, on whether or not the kids are good people. And a broad like this, sir, this lack of compassion that she's showing some old lady that's smaller than her and weaker than her, I guarantee you this type of mother does not have compassion on her children either. I guarantee it. Because it's the same muscle memory in your mind. You know, this woman is smaller than me. This woman is weaker than me. She is beating her regardless of her size, regardless of this woman's ability to defend herself. I guarantee she has an extension cord doing the same thing to somebody's son and daughter. I guarantee. I guarantee she doesn't care how small that child is. When she rips her hair out and she throws her in the car and curses at her, that's what I forgot. I was sitting somewhere waiting in the car with one of my ribs. And this was on Sunday. I'm sitting in the car. And some woman comes out of the car screaming at this boy on Sunday. And calling him lazy and lazy and lazy. And I'm staring at the boy's face trying to see how it affects him. Because it got so bad, I believed I had to step in. So I stared at the boy and I look at him, and the boy's face was totally fine. Like he was like, you know, oh, I'm not lazy, Mom. I'm all right. He was so cool with it, and he got in the car. But it was so bad that I'm watching him, because if he started to cry or look like he was traumatized, I would have had to say something. The boy must be so thick-skinned by now. The boy looked like he was 9. He looked like, you know, he took that like a champion, like it meant nothing to him. So then I didn't do anything about it. And I thought about that monster and how she does not feel sorry for this child. And we're in a parking lot in public.
Yeah.
She doesn't care if anyone sees it. And this is how so many mothers are who expect flowers. Like they expect them when they're cruel. They don't have any compassion at all. And compassion is a prerequisite to being a good mother. Like that's how it goes, sir. Salaki, sir.
No, listen, you know this right up your alley, Mom. You know about this. You know what I'm saying? And this is, and when you do that to a child, when they turn 13 and 14, you'll be the one wondering why you can't get them off the couch, why you can't get them to be motivated about nothing. You won't even be able to get them to go to the corner store, because now they big enough for you to not be beat up by you. So now all you got left is that mouth you've been beating his spirit with since he was 5 years old. And so now he's just immune to you. And so now he's totally unmotivated, totally numb to all of your abuse. And so now he just sits around and smokes weed and plays video games until he decides to get with some brothers and go into some crime or some other thing that he can be just as equally lazy in. And that'll be the end of that. And you won't even, and at no time will you charge yourself. You'll be at church the next week after he's arrested and saying, where's my gift? You'll be telling him, where's my Mother's Day gift?
Yeah.
You'll be wondering why he didn't bring the Mother's Day flowers. And it's such a, if I could, it's such a disservice to the whole spirit of the Black family and Latino family, Native Indian family. Like so much joy and goodness and positivity could be added to the family. Do you know today? Now, Mother's Day was yesterday, right?
Okay.
A sister in the truth called me today, and she was all excited. And she called me, and I said, "What's going on?" She said, I got my son's report card. I said, okay. She said, I can't believe it. I'm thinking she's going to tell me his report card was terrible. She's in the truth. Mm-hmm. She said her son got 100% in every single class that he had.
God damn.
And she couldn't believe it. It shook her. It shook her to the point where she couldn't believe it. And I said, there you go. Now you know the benefit of this truth. Sure. Now you know the benefit of the ISUBK. Now you know that General Muhammad is in there battling tooth and nail along with other brothers and sisters to try and make sure that we put these structures together and make these structures work. Like UPK kids is busting through the roof in academics. Yeah, right. I mean, this brother went to school and got 100% at 10 years old in every single class. Everyone, not even 99 in one class, 100 every single class. Like that's and to us as a people, that's super amazing when really that should be the norm. That's what we believed for so many years of oppression that could not be achieved. It's almost not in our mind that we could have children that hit the levels that they praise the East Indians for, that they praise the Asians for, that they praise like everybody looks at us like we can't compete. They've even said it. Their doctors and scientists have even said we can't compete. Black people, for some reason, Latino people, for some reason, can't compete on the same levels as the East Indians or the same level as white kids or the same level as Asian kids. You know what I'm saying? The model minority, which they was pushing about Asian kids being so smart and intelligent and hitting those goals. All of that could be achieved if the Black people are allowed to have the self-esteem that they should have. If Black mothers are allowed and taught to care for their children like they should care for their children, not in the way that Esau says you have to, or in the way that your grandmama who went to church and turned into a cruel monster has done. You understand? But the way the Lord said to do it. And we would achieve and compete and all that. And it so reminded me of the scripture where the Lord said, this truth, this knowledge would be your wisdom before the nations. Like we put back on this truth, and we will compete on the exact same level as these other nations, despite them trying to scapegoat us as being the evil ones. And we will achieve nothing but high levels. And that's what we're doing exactly right now. And then Mother's Day would be small to any mother who is not only achieving these things, but is also receiving praise from her husband, from her neighbors, from her children themselves. When Mother's Day came around, it would be no big deal because she'd be already receiving flowers at times, already receiving the goodness for the things that she's done because she would have done them. Like that's another thing that's been beat out of us. It's been beat out of us to enhance the beauty that we produce among ourselves for things like academics. Like no mothers don't get praise for, their children achieving these levels. It's considered, your child did good, or your child is special, or your child is special, has had some special talent. But what about those mothers that got in there and grind and worked with them and did all the things needed for them to achieve them levels? She's never recognized or looked at for those things. We can change the dynamics, and in the ISUPK, we changing the dynamics. You know what I mean? Screw Mother's Day and worshiping that heathen God. Once again, always worshiping somebody else's God. It makes me sick. It makes me sick to follow any holiday or anything that has anything to do with somebody else simply because all of ours have been stripped away from us. I yield. The what?
Most High in Christ. If I could, sir. Mike, unless there's something you wanted to say.
No, you got it, General.
Let me tell you, if I could, sir. Mother's Day is an enemy to motherhood.
Yeah.
Mother's Day is an enemy to motherhood. Mother's Day, the desire for it, the need for it, it erodes away at your character.
Yep.
Supports a poor character. I'll give you a perfect example if I could, sir. You know what Mother's Day is like and the celebrating of Mother's Day is like? It's like the need for a wedding ceremony, the need for a wedding ring, the need to walk down the aisle in a white dress, the need to sign a marriage license. This ceremony is more important than the marriage.
Yeah.
So a marriage ceremony is an enemy to the marriage.
Yeah.
All anybody cares about is wearing a white dress, getting a big old diamond ring so they can show to their girlfriends and walking down the aisle. And once they've got it, they're going to get divorced. They don't care about the marriage. They don't care about staying with you the rest of their life.
Right.
They don't care about having a good marriage, being kind, forgiving each other. And they damn sure, once again, don't care about never getting divorced. That's supposed to be the biggest part. The biggest part of marriage is supposed to be, we will never leave each other. But women rush and fight and cry and pray to get a wedding ring, but they don't care about the marriage. They don't care about staying in it. That's what Mother's Day is. Mother's Day is the need for the flowers and the acknowledgement and the Instagram post that says, I love you, Mom. And yet you could care less about the child, about the family staying together, about showing a positive example of a family that loves each other. You don't care about being a good mother. You care about the gift. Sir, for 1 year, I've been hearing about something that I think until 6 months ago, I didn't know what it was. I think I learned 6 months ago what a YN is. Have you heard of this thing, sir?
Yeah, youngin, right?
A young nigger is what YN means.
Oh.
And my daughters would be saying, well, he's a YN. What the hell is a YN? A YN. The whole black community is like saturated with this YN, which means, in essence, some brother who wears a hoodie and robs people. Is that what it is, Yedai, or not? Some brother he wears a hoodie, he wears one of those masks, and he just robbed a criminal, a cat in the street's a criminal. And if YNs are on the rise, and if crime is on the rise, and if you're getting robbed by a 15-year-old, then what in the hell what do we have to celebrate in parenthood? What are we celebrating? If 13-year-olds are robbing you and stealing your car, if our children are gay and being taken over by homosexuality, and those of us who are not gay are criminals, then what cause do we have to celebrate? How are we celebrating parenthood? I would think we have some work to do if we have so many young niggers. And Cardi, what's the hoe they've been talking about for 2 years? The rapper. Sexy Red. Sexy Red. All year I got to hear about Sexy Red and how the kids act like Sexy Red. But then come time for motherhood, everybody wants flowers. Come time for Mother's Day, everybody has their hand out for flowers. I think we have some work to do. I don't know if we should be celebrating the goddamn thing. You remind me of women that want a wedding ring, but you don't want to be married. You want a ceremony, but you don't want to do the hard work of being in a marriage for the rest of your life. Salaki, sir.
You listen. You are. Go ahead, Maya.
I was just gonna say, just the piggy bank, like the wedding metaphor. Like they even got it's so intense that they even got the Bridezilla show, right? Like the women, like they cry and fight and hate family and fight, and then something I recently found out: you can't look better than the bride. Like she don't want her bridesmaids to dress as good as her. She got to be the flyest, or she'll get mad at them and cuss them out. And it's like, this is my day, and everything going wrong. And they lose their mind over this day. And like General, like you brought out, when that day is over, it's like, the best thing in my life didn't pass. It's like now my life damn near ain't important no more because that day done came and went. You know what I'm saying? And so now the divorce, like you said, the sex, the actual union, the marriage, that really ain't, it was all about last week and what went down last week. Slack.
That's it.
Listen, this is insane. I throw a last point on it.
Mm-hmm.
It is amazing psychological warfare against black people in that for every woman that does not receive something for Mother's Day, that believes in that garbage, she goes away depressed about who she is and what she's done and becomes more vicious on, cycle after cycle, and puts more pressure on everyone around her to make sure that her Mother's Day is satisfying. And as a result, we get tons and tons of money being made from flower companies and the like, and card companies. And the one that makes the most money is that rat bastard sitting in the pulpit who gets everybody to come in and give a donation and put on clothes that they otherwise would never wear, and to dress up and act like Medea, and to feel like the successful leadership of the Black community. This madness that's been pushed has to come to an end. And it comes to an end by brothers with wisdom and knowledge of the truth, taking sisters and showing them the right way for this to be done. And as a result, when the results come out, when your kid has 100 in every single course that they take, then you will get real. You'll have a real Mother's Day. But it won't be worshiping another God. It will be you thanking the Lord for the things he put in place for you to have a successful raising of your child. You understand? I yield. You died?
I think the brother Mathumya wanted to say something, sir.
So lock it.
Khan, if I could, sir. Speaking about the Mother's Day demon, someone in the comments section put 10 people was shot in DC on Mother's Day.
10 people shot on Mother's Day. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked at all. Like, these holidays hurt us horribly. You know what I'm saying? Like we better off praying for rain than praying for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Because rain gonna cut down on more killing than Mother's Day.
That's right.
We better off praying for winter snow and ice. Yeah. Winter snow and ice will give us less killing than Mother's Day. Our Mother's Day gonna get more bodies than winter snow. We praying for the wrong thing. Like that ain't helping nobody. 10 people in one city. Whew, that's a lot of killing in one city. In one day, 10 people get killed, get shot up. Welcome to Mother's Day. And forget about if we go into the history of it. It's a Babylonian worship, a Babylonian god carried through the Greeks and the Romans right on up till today. Once again, these ancient gods, bro, are so amazing how they get to be worshipped for decades and years and millennia, and they destroy in every society that comes up, including the one that we're in now. It's incredible, man. 10 people, Mathumya. That's crazy.
I think in Philly, it might have been Saturday, might have been leading up to Mother's Day. Somebody opened fire in the middle of a crowded bus. a quiet bus, 30 people. He opened fire on the bus. Ran out. Some Philly rapper just got murdered yesterday on Mother's Day around 5 o'clock. Broad daylight. Just got murdered.
Wow. I mean, Trump is deporting blacks and Latinos all over. ICE agents raiding people's houses. The economy going into the toilet. Private corporations taking over the drugs. Mortgage rates through the roof. Loan abilities destroyed. And we can't even focus on how we can fix these people, how we can protect these people, how we can watch over these people. Instead, we just open fire on a bus. You know who's on? You know who's on a Philadelphia city bus? Poor workers who have to take the bus to work every day. Poor blacks and Latinos who have to pay $2 a day to climb up on this damn bus, sit shoulder to shoulder, first thing in the morning and throughout the day, to ride all the way across the city with noise and pollution and madness to go to a slavery they got to sit on for 8 hours to get back on that bus to come back across town. That's who you gonna shoot up trying to get to your rival. Like, we need real leadership. I thank the Most High for this Israelite School of UPK. I pray that all these camps come to their full potential in righteousness of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And do what it is that we need to do. I yield.
Marah has something he wanted to say, sir.
Go ahead, Marah.
Salaki, so you gonna shoot your mom on Mother's Day?
Good night.
That's it.
That's it. What'd you say, Marah?
That was it, sir.
Break it down. Let me. Can you hear me? Marat? Can you hear me?
Colin Wakan, sir.
So break it down. What is it you trying to say? Let us hear it and pull it up on the screen, and pull you up on the screen.
Colin Wakan, sir. Just like you were saying, those black workers that got to spend all day riding them buses and dealing with them YNs, just for the YN to shoot the worker who is his mother on the bus.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Maya.
Sorry, General. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead. You got it.
I saw a video where the YBs, the young bitches, right? a bunch of them.
Yeah, now you ain't starting that. That's already out here, right?
I'm just talking about YNs.
You starting a whole nother trend, Maya. You finna start a whole trend. 6 months from now, the whole country will be talking about YBs.
Oh, Lord. Like the gorilla. So,
go ahead, Maya.
These young sisters out in the parking lot. And these women, they in some shop. I guess it might be like a hair shop, but they pulled out the camera, I guess, in the midst of this brawl of look like young mothers out in the parking lot. And one got in the car and ran that car into one of the bras. She fly across the hood, hit the shop, run half the car in the shop, then try to back out the shop. The chick that had been knocked into the wall, she jump up and run over. Somebody grabbed the door open of the driver, pulled her out the car. She tried to run. Now they all, including the one that just flipped over the car and got knocked into this building, they all chasing her and caught her. They out in the lot. You see them jumping on it, and it's a whole mess. And I'm sure it was Sunday.
That's insane.
It was a mess.
That's a mess right there. That is a mess. Slovakia. You die?
Give me 1 second.
Come on, sir. I'm appalled. White sheriff's deputy convicted of violently assaulting black woman was facing prison. Now new Trump-appointed prosecutor wants to erase jury verdict and let him walk.
Keep going.
Conor McCann, the new top federal prosecutor in Los Angeles, is offering a controversial plea deal to Trevor Kirk, a former LA sheriff's deputy convicted by a jury of felony excessive force against a black woman, allowing him to plead guilty to a misdemeanor. The unusual post-trial plea agreement obtained by the Atlantic Black Star has prompted several assistant U.S. attorneys who prosecuted Kirk to resign, and the federal judge who presided over his 3-day trial in February is now questioning the legality of the U.S. Department of Justice request to strike a jury's felony civil rights verdict.
I mean, I don't know why, because this is where this empire is going. Like the way they have decided to fight these wars against China and Russia and others, that they have to totally eliminate us from being a part of this kingdom. And so I'm even surprised they're still getting convictions for what they're doing to us. For those that may not know out there, Donald Trump gave out an executive order for the military to work with local law enforcement to beef up their ability to arrest so-called criminals. So that means the military is going to put more military equipment, more weapons and so forth in the hands of the police force to work in the city. And then you want to talk about smooth criminal. Donald Trump has amassed $1 billion of pro bono work from law firms, which basically means he scared them into it. So now he's got $1 billion worth of pro bono work. Guess what he's going to put it towards? He's giving that $1 billion to police officers who are being prosecuted for civil rights crimes. So now all that money is going to get pushed towards those cops. So they're going to have huge defense funds when you come up against them trying to fight them in civil court and in legal court. Okay. The empire the Lord is separating us from this empire. Sure. It ain't no question about it. The question is how and when it'll achieve. For us to think that it'll never get to that, them days are over with. Okay. You still have no trust in thinking the empire is somehow going to find its way back to Martin Luther King and civil rights, I feel for you. The empire is going exactly the way the prophets of the Lord's been saying is going, and the way it's going to go, because that's the way that you get free from it. And it's such a carbon copy of Egypt. In Egypt, we was spread throughout all of Egypt. And sure enough, Pharaoh turned around and pushed us all back into Goshen. That's the exact same thing you watching unfold in this empire as well. Pushed us right back into Goshen. And we're getting pushed right back into these ghettos, away from them. Okay. We're going to be avoiding them like the plague as the Lord brings hell and mayhem down on this empire. You understand? I yield. Go ahead, y'all.
And if I could, and the police already beating us and killing us, and we want to fight back but hesitant. Donald Trump, I think this was like a month ago or more. Donald Trump said if you fight the police, especially if you kill the police, he want automatic death penalty. He was talking about this a month ago. So fight the police and assault the police and get an assault against the police, he for sure trying to go in on us. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And free them. Talking about free letting the cat who choked George Floyd out, letting him out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they talk all the breaks for those who murder us. But boy, if they trying to break our arm and we push them off of us, I guess we got to do 50 years in jail. So
right. Listen, you're right. That's 100% true and right. They started way back in the 80s when they was bringing in the music. They brought the music in, and was the same companies that had the music was building the prisons. What was the name of that rapper that brought it out first? I think he was part of Bone Thugs and Harmony's Morale.
Colonel McCon, sir, it was Crazy Bone.
Crazy Bone. He was the first one to bring it out. Now you got other Edomites who were privy to this information way back in the 80s who never said a word. Now they beginning to come out with it. That all this was true back then, that they had a whole scheme to upgrade and the mass incarceration. And now they're doing it even more and more. They're bringing it even more and more. So those times of looking for justice from these people are coming to a close. The time now is for us to look for justice and righteousness among ourselves. That's what time we in now. Now the time we in now is we supposed to be evaluating who and what we are and what resources we have left as a people. But they slowly and methodically drugged us, killed us, murdered us, incarcerated us, aborted us, you understand, and worked us to death. They just methodically did it. And now they at the point now where, okay, now that they so destroyed, it's nothing, we can just wipe them off the field, not knowing that we belong to the Most High and that'll never happen. So now that we at this point, we supposed to look and evaluate. Now that people finally realize that rotten piece of shit you call a preacher has finally been exposed. Finally, the dream he's been selling you is gone and you don't hear anything from him. I mean, he is silent. T.D. Jakes turned over the empire to his daughter and her husband. He turned the whole T.D. Jakes empire over to them. And others are making their exit as well. There's a few of them that's left over that's still trying to hold on because the money is so good that they don't want to let go. But really, what they know and everybody knows is that they're about to find out that these cats were just charlatans the whole time, helping to keep us destroyed. That's it. That's all it was. And now we got to evaluate us. Now, finally, what the Israelite School of UPK has been saying for so long, what are we going to do for us is the question now. How are we going to change the landscape for us? They had changed the landscape for themselves. They cut us out of the military. They cut us out of DEI. They fired us from jobs by the tens of thousands. They cut us off from any programs that get us ahead next to them. Okay. They deporting half the 12 tribes of Israel. You understand, over others They making a whole 360-point change because, of course, that old Constitution is not going to work for them when it comes to them going to war in the Third World War, and they know it. And so that bet is over. Now it's time to look at the future of what we're going to do now. It's a good thing that sister got that cash. Now, what is she going to do with that cash? She better get ready to put that cash in the right place and not in another church and not in other nonsensical things in this world. Salaki, I yield.
And Donald Trump, and I know they fired the first black, what they call a librarian. I forget what her title, Library of Congresswoman, the first black one. Donald Trump just got rid of. And Salaki, Salaki, I lost my train of thought, General.
You were saying you were saying that he locked up Donald Trump,
right.
Locked up that first librarian, fired her, and I'm sure he had some more that he had on the list because he cut some of them in the military. You know what I mean? He cut some of them programs and put tons of black people out of the military, and this is only what we hearing on the outside,
right?
Because you imagine on the inside, some people that work in the government in D.C. already gave me the scoop. The whole federal government job thing is in an uproar because they're trying to make negotiations on what they're gonna cut because they know these people coming with the hammer to their different departments to cut every damn thing. You know what I mean? So they trying to negotiate. Damn near they trying to negotiate to Elon Musk and them who they gonna give how many people they gonna give the axe to. They're trying to basically beg him to keep certain amounts and hold certain amounts up and not get cut off when in fact that's exactly what's going on. So you're right. He's cutting and firing and trying to really dig out the old faith that the old historical records of what we achieved in this empire. He's trying to make sure all of that gets destroyed. Once again, it sounds so biblical because it said there arose a Pharaoh that knew not Joseph, that didn't know the good things that Joseph had done. Didn't care about the history of how Joseph saved their country and delivered them from so many chances of being destroyed. And as a result, turned around and turned on the Lord's chosen people. And as a result, destroyed his own kingdom. And that's exactly what Donald Trump is doing. He don't care about what went on in the past, what blacks invented, what blacks did in wars, what great heroic acts their brothers did. All of that, he just counted all as y'all just giving these people something because of their color and what happened in slavery. And now we're going to end all that. You ain't going to be able to talk about it. They don't want it being discussed because what they intend to do is make this country all white again and put everybody else in slavery and destroy everything else. But there's no time left. That's what they don't understand. We coming to the end of the world. And one thing, the 12 lost tribes, you're going to need your faith now. And you're going to need your faith and knowing that the Lord is involved in all of this. And listen, this had to go this way because you refused to hear the prophets of the Lord. The prophets tried to tell you you was the chosen. They tried to tell you that this empire wasn't for you. We tried to let you know that you should be working towards moving in a direction to yourselves. But you didn't want to hear that. You wanted to hear that preacher with the Rolls Royce. You listened to him instead. You wanted to hear, that brother in that fancy suit. You wanted some homosexual sitting up there leading your choir in the house that's supposed to be called after the Lord. You looked at it as a joke. You was in there singing to Jesus at the hands of a homosexual. You mocked the Lord to his face. And as a result, he had to show you the heavy hand of where you were at. Okay. You didn't know where you was at. You was going to say something, General Salaki?
Yeah, I don't want to cut you off, General. I was just thinking.
Okay. Like real quick, that he had to show you the heavy hand of where you really was. Because you've been walking around like you're not under the heavy hand of slavery. You've been telling us slavery been over. Get a job. That's what you told us on the streets. You told us slavery was over. Go get a job. You know what I mean? You told us stop blaming the white man. All right? Don't blame the white man now then. Since you say don't blame the white man, don't blame the white man for everything that he is going to try to do to the Lord's chosen people. Either that or admit that you was wrong. Admit that you was wrong. Admit that everything you learned in church was wrong. Admit that all of it was wrong. Admit that all of it was wrong and admit that you got to do things different. And you'll begin to get together and do things righteously and in the name of the Lord and on the right track. And we'll start to see our nation return to its greatness again. Because they're going to try to make their white nation, America, return to its greatness of being white. Okay. And they're going to oppress even all white people who are against it. I yield. So
right. And they want to be free. They want to bring it out. Like you said, it's coming out, General. And listen, the fact that he locked up that white judge for ICE, he let ICE lock up that white judge.
Right.
And he just locked up the mayor, the black mayor of New Jersey, over ICE because they showing us they already hate niggas and spics. That's number one. But if you're a nigga lover, that white judge, they look at her like she's the nigga lover. Used to try to help the slaves go through them tunnels. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They would lynch them and kill them too, and then beat them the hell up. So you know they trying to be free with it. Donald Trump just bought some white South Africans over here and getting their importation papers cleared and letting them get refugee status. So is it really about immigration and people who ain't born here? No, it's about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's what it's about. They want you out of here, and they tired of hiding it. And Trump is allowing them to be more and more out with it. Slack it, sir.
No, listen, you right. Please go ahead, Mike. That's on point.
So and you know, like again, modern day whitewashing. That's what we seeing now. We didn't taught it. I didn't taught it since I've been in the school. Pulled out the pictures and the books. See, this is the original picture, right? The drawing and painting of Christ and the disciples. Now, this is what they did. You see the white paint on the tip of his brush? We used to always talk about them whitewashing them pictures. We living in a time of modern day whitewashing right now.
That's right. That's exactly right. That's 110% exactly right. You know what I'm saying? So, you die?
You want to go to the next story?
Sir.
Yeah, I was telling you, die. Go to the next story.
Yes,
go ahead, you die.
Colonel McCon, sir. Colonel McCon, 2 kids point gun at deputies during standoff.
Yeah, hold off on that one because we never got the ethnicity of them. You hear that, you die?
Colonel McCon, sir.
Go up.
And there's a great time to be in the truth too, just like you were saying.
Go ahead, Maya. Say again.
I was just saying this is a great time to be in the truth, man. Everybody, y'all, you listeners that follow us and hear us, man, get your behinds in these classes. Get linked up with the schools near you, the closest ones to you, man. Come on in here. We see your names on the chat, and we see you in the classrooms. That's beautiful, but you ain't got no Hebrew names yet. That means you ain't really linked in. Come on and link in. Put your time in, and we're gonna need each other soon. We're gonna need each other, man. I still talk to my ribs right now about extra freezers and the generators, General, because I know you've been trying to prepare us forever.
Yeah,
it's coming. I see they selling. They got solar panels and whatnot to put on your house. We're gonna need that electric. We're gonna need them generators. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to fend for ourselves, feed each other, look out for each other, and it's gonna be serious, life or death. So you come on in and get linked up now. Why wait till then? Brand new, like, oh, this your first time. I've been watching y'all for years. I didn't know it'd be over so fast. I didn't know things would go bad so fast. Now you're starting from zero. Come on in, man, and just start now. So, sir, you.
No, listen, you're right. A lot of people were shocked that they didn't think that, everything they hearing what we were saying, it was sounding nice, but they couldn't take it that serious at the time.
God.
But they taking it serious now. Now they see, whoa, what they were saying was right. I told you we had a huge amount of people come this year to the Passover, more than we expected, which was rare with us.
God.
We usually highball it, but this time we highballed it and it went way over the highball.
Kind of the one good.
You know what I mean? So who knows by next year?
Right.
Because brothers and sisters have suffered so much in this kingdom, and now they see what is really happening to them. So they broke off. They broke wild to say, "Yo, you know, it's time for me to get serious," and it is. Yeah. And many brothers know it, and you know, but don't have the full direction on how we take care of ourselves.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
When I heard that homo say, "I'm an Israelite," I knew times is rough. I knew we in them times, boy, where everybody's seeing the truth. The question is you ready to give up your sin or not? You ready to become new or not? So
no, listen, you're right. That's the time. Are you ready for that? You know what I'm saying?
God.
That's the time. Go ahead.
Sir. Kanye West called out by Jewish rights organization for Hail Hitler single.
Right. Heil Hitler. He put this. I heard he put a SWAT sticker on his T-shirt. And he put the signal out there.
Colonel McCon, sir.
Give us a little more, y'all got to tell me the update on, because to me, it always just looks like another entertainer's stunt. So y'all got to tell me if there's more to it than that. Because it just always looks to me like just a stunt, you know what I mean? But maybe not. Go ahead.
Yeah, if I could, sir, what was so heavy like to know too. So I like to know too, General, because his stunts, like the KKK outfits, he wear a KKK outfit during the interview, the SWAT stickers. Meanwhile, you know, he running around with the oppressor's woman, with white girls. You know what I'm saying? Claiming to be Israelite. Meanwhile, doing a bunch of things that Israelites ain't supposed to do. So it seemed to me like he's just so mad at the people that control the money, because they ain't sharing it with him like he think they should be. You know what I'm saying? They putting restrictions on him and he don't want to be restricted. But it seemed like a love-hate relationship he got with the oppressors that's robbing them and controlling them up with Amalek. Salaki Yadai, you may know more.
Sir, what was so heavy about the story this past weekend on Saturday, you know, they was talking about Kanye's single, and it was a big hit on Twitter, where he ended up using the famous clip of you, General Mayat, on making the Jewish boy cry. And they was lighting that devil up and lighting Amalek up this whole weekend.
Oh, yeah.
How many hits he get on that?
General Mayat got over 500,000 views. And it was brothers in the comment section asking, where is this brother today? And we told him in the Israelite school at UPK.
Wait, this is on a Kanye video, Yedaya?
Say again, sir?
You said this is on a Kanye video?
They were talking about Kanye West, about his beef with the so-called Jew, and the oppressors that hate the so-called Jew pulled your famous video, sir.
Oh, okay.
You making the Jewish boy cry. And that got over 500,000 hits.
God, Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ.
Yeah. They came back mad as they could be about it. It's ridiculous, man. You know what I mean? It was ridiculous. Nice job, you know, Maya.
Most High in Christ.
But I hope he's not, you know, it just seems like, you know, he got a lot of products to sell. People endorsed him and gave him a lot of money. You know what I mean? And then they tried to destroy him on the other hand, and he obviously believes that it is the so-called Jew that tried to destroy him. Namely, the handler that he had that's from Canada, who's the so-called Jew, and others around him. He probably believes they all, you know, are a part of what has happened to him. And so he's obviously lashing out and coming back against them on it, you know, trying to keep his business afloat. I assume, or just a stunt to keep himself in the news and in attention. Because if he's really serious about coming up against them, there's a whole lot of things he could do that could help the cause of what it is that he's claiming or acting like he's claiming to do. And becoming a Nazi should never be one of them, because the Nazis also killed hundreds of thousands of black people. The whole Rhineland was filled with us. Nobody talks about that. Amen. Nobody talks about that. You got sound on that?
Don't you 6 million who the Holocaust. Are you saying the Holocaust is a joke? It's a joke. That's right. That's right. Don't you the Holocaust is a damn joke. That's right. The Holocaust is a joke. Hitler, you had crowd white boy. Heil Hitler. You had that's right. You had been doing that's right. People have been doing 6 million who the Holocaust. Are you saying the Holocaust is a joke?
I know, and I get a lot of feedback, not just on this video, but they know ISUPK always have been the first ones that they seen to come against Amalek. And they said it changed their life because they've never seen no other organization go against the Jewish people. In a proper way and tell the truth, know what they're talking about.
Right, exactly. And without taking a secret check. There's a few out there that does.
Yeah.
So, the water. How you? You died? Muhammad's back. Muhammad, did you want to speak on Kanye West?
Nah, sir, I'm good to go. The water.
All right. Let's keep it going.
Slocky, somebody in the chat brought up. I think we went viral on TikTok. I think they're talking about Captain Yatazat. He got a good little thing going where he do the Bible hood stories. Like he tells stories of the Bible in that old country geeky kind of way. It's real relatable though, real related. And I a lot of people I see comments saying I would follow this. I would go to this church if it be like this. You know what I mean?
God, which is probably a good method to reach our kids. The normal school method hasn't necessarily been that great. You know what I mean? For us on mass. So he might be on to something. Yeah, I heard he did 1 million views on one video and close to 1 million on 2 other videos. Big shout out to Yatazak.
I told him he should get it copyrighted, man. I think it'll go somewhere.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Somebody need to put a bug in his ear and tell him to go ahead and start doing that. Because sure enough, the thieves will steal it. That's all he come for. You died?
Khan, sir. Khan. Trump accused of rolling out the red carpet for white South Africans, alleging racism and free housing and furniture. Critics blame Elon Musk.
Got more?
Khan, while migrants from crisis-hit-ridden countries like Venezuela, the Congo, and Afghanistan are being denied refuge or deported, Donald Trump and his administration are expected to welcome 54 white South African refugees with full resettlement benefits.
Which I mean, once again, I don't know why we shocked. They did the exact same thing for the Ukrainians under Biden. With Donald Trump is so out with his racism that they crying racism, but they was quiet as hell when they moved all those Ukrainians into Chicago and welcomed them with open arms, got them housing and furniture, welcomed them with apple pies at the airport, balloons and apple pies and toys for the kids at the airport. Nobody turned around and said, this is wrong and this is racism. But the minute the Mexicans came into Chicago, they treated them like terrorists. To where the mayor of Chicago had to say, man, what are y'all asking me to do? I'm not going to arrest these people. I'm not going to do nothing to these people. Because he saw what they had already did to the Ukrainians. Once again, we still shocked at after 400 years, we still shocked that Edomites is going to prefer themselves. And the longer we sit around looking in their face like a bunch of guppies, wondering when they going to drop a piece of fish in our mouth, you're going to starve to death on that damn dock. Like he care about his own, always did. Slowly starve you to death in this kingdom. and cared only for himself. And only the fools, the prophets of the Lord, decided to turn around and care enough for you to not go and benefit by being a traitor and selling you out and robbing you of everything you have and escaping out the back door. Only the fools of Christ decided to really care for you and to go down with the ship with you and to care for you no matter what. And you still walking around saying to yourself, how he could do that? How he gonna be able to do that? They're going to do that. When are you gonna prefer yourselves and you do that? That's what I want to know. When are you gonna have private security in the middle of the hood so that both criminals and anybody else, especially them, will be kept out? They're giving Elon Musk a whole house. I mean, a whole city. He's gonna have a whole city to launch into space and to do all his robot business and all of that down there in Texas. And he's bringing all these South Africans over to add to his city. And we have been here, and where's our cities at? Why haven't we taken a city yet? Why haven't we gotten behind the city? You know why? Your Christian church. Your God love everybody. Jesus love everybody. Even Jesus love everybody in you for the last 50 years. And you sitting there stuck on stupid and haven't learned that you better start loving yours now. Like we've been saying it for the longest. You better start loving yours first. You better start preferring yours first. You better start working on fixing yours first. Then stop listening to these preachers because they're going to send your daughters to the abortion clinics. They're going to make drug addicts and homosexuals out of your sons. Then they're going to end up in prisons. And you really have nothing left. You barely got something left now. You really will have nothing left then. It's time for us to wake up. I'm not shocked that he ain't. Let me just add, if I could, y'all, real quick. Let me add something to you. A lot of you look at this and you worried, like, what? This racism? What's going on? Why is he doing this? You know what? You got the wrong spirit. What you should be looking at is, boy, are they scared to death. Boy, are they worried. You know why? Because they are gathering themselves together like they know they're going into nuclear war. They gathering themselves together like they know that BRICS economy is about to do them in. Let me explain. In 2020, the United States had 26% of the world's GDP. United States and the G8. That's 26% of the world's economy ran through the United States and the G8, which made them powerhouse. That's a quarter, 20, that's 26% of all the money on earth. Then came the BRICS countries. They got together in 2020 on a serious level. It's now 2025. You know how much the BRICS control now? 33% and growing of the world's economic market. Now at 30, just a quick math, at 33% and growing in such a short period of time means that they have a bigger economy than America. That's why they keep talking about China, China, China. In 5 to 10 years, they may have 40 or 45% of the world's market. America's empire and power is declining. All they got left is their weapons. Their weapon supremacy is all they got left to protect what they have. And they in a panic because the war is working its way into the Middle East where the petrodollar stands strong. So you better hold on to your hat because you watching white people scramble to survive. You watching them trying to keep the empire alive long enough to try to fight against everybody else and get supremacy again. They've won so much, it never enters into your mind that the Lord would not let them win. But you better let it enter into your mind that there's no guarantee that America will last. I hear all the Edomites online talking about when shit hits the fan. They've been talking about it since Alex Jones days. It's what he used to call them, the elites. The elites are taking over. The elites running around scared to death. And you're watching them afraid. And they should be afraid because China is gobbling up everything. China is the reason Pakistan is strong as hell with nuclear weapons and gave India so much hell that India called the U.S. to bring a ceasefire. Okay, and remember, Pakistan is sitting borders with Iran. If they let that war get out of hand, they're going to invade Saudi Arabia. They invade Saudi Arabia, the Houthis will also invade Saudi Arabia, and they will shut down the Straits of Hormuz. And if they shut all that down, if the Lord let this thing get crazy like he could, then brother, the oil will be shut down. Oil gets shut down, guess what? No jets, no planes, no nothing. The oil gets shut down, everybody got no choice but to go to war. And then war gets into the Middle East, right where the so-called Jew is at, loaded with nuclear weapons. Iran with nuclear weapons. Other countries with nuclear weapons. You watching the third world's war unfold before your eyes, and Christ gonna rule the next kingdom that's coming. Now ain't the time to let them be scared. Let them help themselves. Let us help ourselves. Let's finally put Martin Luther King's dream. We should take his dream and we should write it on a granite tablet, his entire dream, and then we should get a coffin and put the goddamn dream in a coffin. Nail the motherfucker shut and bury that bitch, because the dream is fucking dead. And it's time now to wake up to the truth that Christ's been trying to teach us from the beginning. That the Lord has taught us through every captivity we've ever been in. The truth about where our future is. Of course they scared. Their kingdom is scared. Their own people is frightened to death. The last one to beat on is blacks and Latinos. That's it. That's the last vesture. They can't go beat on no other nation, because all the nations is getting armed and getting nukes and coming together and building economies. It's a panic on the white survival. So have a drink. Shalom. Shucks a lot. I yield.
Colonel McCon, Mark Lamont Hill angrily shuts down Piers Morgan's request for a white woman to use N-word in front of him.
Now, I heard you had Captain Tazariak on this, that he had battled this woman as well. Let's get some of the story, you die. Is he by any chance with us tonight?
He gonna come on, sir. I'm about to give him a ring right now.
All right, you die. Give us a little of the story.
Khan, sir. Hill was part of an explosive panel discussion about racism. Carmelo Anthony and Shiloh Hendricks with Myron Gaines and Lily Gaddis and Rika Scarlett on a recent episode of Piers Morgan Talk Show. Piers Morgan's uncensored Mark Lamont Hill had to do what is commonly referred to in the black community as the Lord's work. The episode was focused on two recent stories in America that of Shiloh Hendricks, the white woman in Rochester, Minnesota, caught on a viral video referring to a 5-year-old as the N-word, who has since raised over $600,000 from supporters through a Gibson GoFundMe, and Carmelo Anthony, a black teenager who allegedly killed a white teenager in Fresco, Texas, during a confrontation of where Carmelo was standing during a rainstorm, as happens in many situations where the two parties were involved of different races. Slovakia.
I'm pretty sure we can't use that footage, correct?
This is from Captain Tazariak's page. We should be to what? We also have Captain Tazariak on too as well.
Yeah, bring him in so we can get the real gist of what's this about.
He's on. I'm not sure. Oh, let me unmute.
There you go.
Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you now, Cap.
So you could actually play the footage. You won't get.
Probably should salute in.
I gave the salute, sir. Salakia.
Oh, Salakia.
You was on mute, Cap. We couldn't hear you.
Salakia. Yabashim Shabbat Thumb. Salakia.
Go ahead, Warren.
Yes, sir. You can actually play it. You won't get flagged or nothing like that because I believe it's from Instagram. So it's only really like when it's from the TV station. But just a quick back. So Mark Lamont was on a panel. It was Pierre Morgan, this guy, the guy from Fresh and Fit. He's a heathen, but he parades as a black man.
Okay.
I mean, when I say heathen, I thought he was a Hamite. He's not even a Hamite. He's Sudanese. I think he might be an Arab from what I hear, but because of his brown skin, he parades as a black man. And then they had another white woman, and then they had this other white woman, Lily Gaddis. Now, Lily Gaddis is famous because she, I think it was last year, she was doing like some type of cooking on her show, and then she used the term broke ass niggas.
I remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
So of course, when she says that, the internet black people go crazy. They actually get her fired from the job. And once they get her fired from the job, she utilizes that as a platform. And now, instead of being like a conservative, because now I forget the term that they use for white women that dress a certain way. Gentlemen, you may remember the term when they dress like a Peggy, like when they cooking in the kitchen, they got this type of dress to where they're like the attractive type of white woman. It's a term that they use. I forget the I'll try to see if I can, because that's what they used to call Lily. So a trad wife. That's what she was trying. That's it. And the crazy part about her trying to be a trad wife is she's a single white woman, pregnant. Like she's a single baby mama. So the same stigma that she was trying to put on black women is actually what she is, because she's not with the baby father either. So I reach out to this to Ralph. He runs that white clan light show, I like to call it, Killstream. And so I do an interview with the white woman. And so when I do an interview with the white woman, we on that live for about 2 hours, maybe 30 minutes in. I pull all the demon out of her. She defending Emmett Till being unalived and everything. So now when you fast forward, Mark Lamont Hill was famous for being on CNN, and then he got removed off of CNN because he supported Palestine more than he supported the so-called Jew. So since that time, even though, of course, him being pro-Palestine and halfway pro-black, I say halfway because he doesn't defend the black man like they should be defended, so to speak. So because of that, he doesn't go all the way in. So they play this video where he's on his panel, and as they on the panel with the white woman, Pierre Morgan says to her, I'm sorry, you're a racist, because she's defending the white woman that was talk about that autistic kid. So you know the video with
cursed him out.
Right. So the white woman that cursed out the autistic 5-year-old boy, Lily Gaddis, in the video was defending him. So Piers Morgan says, you're a racist, and then try to goad her into saying the N-word. When she says this, I mean, Mark Lamont, I don't know how to explain his reaction, because it was scary to me. I thought I was looking at a black woman. I'm sorry, Slocky. Now I'm cool with Mark.
Yeah.
But when you watch it, and he's gonna play it, he's gonna go completely insane to get Pierre to stop her from saying the N-word. I don't know if you want to hear it first.
Yeah. Let me hear it, and then you can come back if you don't mind, and just give us the whole rundown. Can you set it up for us, Marah, and play it for us full screen?
On it, yep.
Play it for us full screen so everybody at home can see it. You know what I'm saying?
Colin Wakan.
Say what they want unashamedly, and you will
well, go
not
on then,
have
say it. Say
you
the
will
M.
not have
Go on,
free
say.
speech.
Go on, say the M word. Go on.
Don't invite. No. I don't want you to invite this woman to say a racially harmful term in front of me, because I'm the only on here. So if she says it, I'm the victim of it. So please don't invite her for ratings to call me the N-word, because that's basically what it's going to be. There's a bunch of white people up here. You and one Uncle Tom on the left here, and to ask her to say the N-word while I'm here is ridiculous. You would not sit here with a Jewish person and say, please use a Jewish slur in front of this Jewish. It's ridiculous. I understand you don't have any bad intent, Pierce. I understand what you're trying to do, but we already know she's racist, and I don't want to invite a racial harm to me.
I hear you, and I accept that, and we'll leave it there. Thank you.
I want to live in a country where people are allowed to say what they want unashamedly, and you will
well, go on
not
then, say it.
That's the clip, sir.
God. Once again, I mean, we always in the wrong space. I hate to say it, but we in the wrong space. Like, I want to be able to say what I want to say about white people and to white people. So I can't be mad at her for wanting to push. Like, we defending the wrong thing. We don't want nobody to say the N-word to us because it's such an insult, but we don't have one good insult for them. Like, where's the insult we got for them? That's just my take, but that's just my opinion. Y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. But, you know what I mean? Like, Lamont was right to stop her because it's an injury on him. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like you said, you got her to come out with the whole story earlier. But, of course, once she got checked on it, she turned into the white devil that she is, right or wrong.
Sir, that's correct.
So, and so rather than her hide it, we should allow her and all of them to really say what it is they want so we can say what the hell we want. White people have kept other white people from being the monsters that they are to keep the kingdom going and to keep us being slaughtered, and have kept these preachers rich off of lies. Now let them come out and say how they really feel. Let them really say how they feel so that, guess what? Now they don't get to hide in the dark. Now you don't have to wonder anymore. So because that's what the reality is. The reality is that they hate our guts. Listen, the other nations hate us too, but they now feel in the pinch that Donald Trump will deport them too, so their mouths is shut. But they hated us as well. Now they want to turn to the other side. You got white people got a whole thing going on now on TikTok. They say if you a black man and you live in this area or that area, I just want to make friends with you. Please let me know I'm in so and so and such and such. Please get in touch with you. I want to make friends with you, because white people are feeling the pinch now. They scared too. They realize their whole democracy is going in the fucking toilet. So now they saying, shit, I'm ready to hook up with black people because I know I can't take this bullshit that they coming with, and I'm going to be on my own. So now everybody wanted to employ that black strength and Latino strength and that military ability and that sports ability. They want to employ it to come up against this whole breakdown that Donald Trump got. Let them come out with it on both sides, especially her. Just like you brought it out of her, on your platform. Let her come out with it so that the world could see what she really made of, and what all of them, including Piers Morgan. He didn't even apologize. He said he accepted it. That's because some producer in his ear told him, clip that. You understand? But he didn't apologize to Mark Lamont for it. And Mark Lamont was right to go off because the injury would have been to him. But we as a people gotta have far more red lines than just using the N-word. You know what I mean? The N-word is small compared to what we could be using. And we got no pushback. All we got really is crackers. You know what I mean? We need really something a little sweeter in the mouth. Crackers is all right, but that don't really, that don't hit home. You need a good, something good. You know what I'm saying? So, because this is what's real. This is what's really going on. This faking like we friends is what's killing us while they gentrify our neighborhoods, cut us off. Wait till they cut that EBT card off, brother. I hope you sisters learn how, every sister, if she can, should learn how to make Similac at home. I'm telling you right now. Learn how to make Similac at home. Because, brother, in about 2 seconds, they're going to cut off that EBT. And if they got to starve our babies, you think they're going to give a damn? Not a chance. I yield. Slocky. That's my opinion.
Could I say something, sir, if I could?
Please.
Let me tell you, what you just described, and this might be one of the most least talked about crimes of Christianity that you just described. Here's another unspoken crime of Christianity. Because of Christianity, Mark Lamont Hill is not armed with enough insults to combat being called a nigger. He is a college, well-educated black man, well-educated, and he still does not have enough vocabulary to battle a woman that calls him a nigger. He stopped it because if she says it, he does not know how to insult her. Mark Lamont Hill, come into the Israelite School of UPK, and we will teach you insults to give to white people that will drive them to suicide. They will kill themselves if it was legal. If doing that is legal, there are things that you could say to this woman that she will start crying right there. But because of the Christian church, we don't have the vocabulary to fight with words, because our entire life we're taught that when they go high, when they go low, we go high. Don't be ignorant like them. Don't be ignorant. So when you're in a battle and someone is about to call you a nigger, if they do it, you don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Because you literally, with all your education, don't have the vocabulary. You don't have fighting words.
Yeah.
Have them. In the UPK, we have fighting words. We will cause that bitch to kill herself. Leave off the air, and she'll cry, and she'll go, oh my God, I don't believe they said that to me. Maybe it's true. Maybe they're right. Yeah, my father did do that to me. Oh my God, yeah, I didn't notice that in myself. And then the news will say an accident happened. And so there's some woman couldn't take it. Mark Lamont Hill just didn't have the words. He didn't have the fighting words that you develop in here. And because of that, he had to stop it, because he knows that if she said it, he would not have been able to defend himself. There would have been nothing that he could do. And if I could say one last thing, you better learn these fighting words, because, sir, if I could, the minute that Donald Trump was running for president, right? He was running for president and he was anti-woke. You've heard him 1,000 times. Anti-woke, fighting against cancel culture. And I would hear white people complain that, you can't even call midgets anymore. You got to call them little people.
Right.
You can't even say retard anymore. You got to say mentally disabled. And I would hear white people fight to say insulting words about other people. Every time I heard it, I knew what they really wanted to say. Every time.
Right.
Every time I heard some white people say, man, why can't you just call a midget anymore? Why do you have, I'm listening like, Nick, I know what you want to say, white guy.
That's right.
I know. Right. Even that's old gay nonsense. You hear them white people talk about the transgenders and fighting trans. All the time I'm watching Republicans be against gay people, when these white men, they have gay sex.
Right.
Same white people you hear talking about these gay bathrooms. I'm tired of the gay culture. I'm tired of transgender. Those people saying that have masturbated with their college roommate next to them. They've done that. Being gay in white culture is acceptable. It's not like it is among black people or Hispanics. Like if you're a college freshman or you're a white boy in college, you masturbate. Have you been in a sports locker room at a white college? It's like Caligula. It's like Rome in there. It's shocking. It's a shocking place to go into a white locker room. Black people go in there and shocked. You trying to play a sport. You're like, I got to get the hell out of here. White people are in here grabbing each other's asses, grabbing each other's penises. And I know this, and I go, when did white people dislike being gay? When did that? Oh, I know what this really is about. All this anti-gay nonsense is just a way to creep through the door to call you a nigger and to say nigger and to be like, I hate niggers, because that's what they really want to do. But they had to gradualize you up to it. So they say, yeah, I want to call these transgenders homos. I want to call these retards. I want to call these midgets. I want to say nigger, because that's really what this whole anti-woke garbage is about. And that's why the minute that white woman called that child a nigger, there were groups waiting for this day.
Mm-hmm.
They were waiting. They were sitting home with their money, with their cash app, waiting to donate to someone who said nigger. So she could be the celebrity of this cause. And you know what they're going to call it? Freedom of speech. It's not going to be, I want to say nigger like my granddaddy did. And I'm angry that I can't say it because my granddaddy said it. I don't want you to fire me when I say nigger. I don't want to get canceled. I want to be able to call somebody a nigger and not lose my job. That's why they had to get rid of DEI. All that was about climbing to the point of, I'm going to treat you the way granddaddy treated you. I'm going to do it. I want to do it. And that's what all this is about. So if you don't have fighting words, you better become real One West about it. You better learn some fighting words. You better come into the UPK and learn how to fight with your words. And we'll cause our enemies all to have an accident of their own design.
If I could say, General, everybody should watch your video making that white girl cry in DC. That was a basic. Listen, you had used basic insulting insults to the girl, and she had to be saved by one of us. A black woman came and saved her because she surely would have fell on her night.
Poor Lamont Hill, and that's what Tazariak was trying to say. Mark Lamont Hill, Tazariak tells me, Commander Julian Hanna, Tazariak knows celebrities. He tells me how to feel about him. He said Mark Lamont Hill was good, then he's good.
God, I hate
I'm taking it because he knows them and I don't. And that's how I like it.
You are chiming, Cap.
I was gonna wait the gentleman haven't finished, sir.
So I think he does. He might be done.
Hill is someone that is a good brother in the world. Is that correct?
Sir, yes, he is, sir.
All right. Well, it's a shame because he's so well educated. He needs to learn what you have. He needs to learn fighting words.
Sir. And I was going to add what you were saying about the First Amendment. That's what the white girl Lily Gaddis was saying. That white woman was saying we should have the freedom. She was up there fighting for that white woman. They called that 5-year-old a nigga. She was up there fighting that white woman has the right under freedom of speech. And why should we have a problem? And when I'm listening to Mark Lamont's response, Pierre Morgan is a controversial reporter. And so Mark says to Pierre, I know you're doing this for ratings. What Mark should have done if he knew how to fight, he should have flipped it and said, would you let a German say this to a Jewish man? That's what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to allow that to happen and say, now, how many times has a Jewish man been on here or a Jewish woman been on here, and you allow somebody to say kite or any other word that would be offensive to Jewish? Like, he really could have played it either way, but like you said, he was just stuck. He didn't know what to do, so he went to, don't say that to me, and then that was the response. And that's just not the response that you can have in a moment like that, because that's the typical, like, Black Karen type of mode the route that he took, as opposed to just being a man and stepping into it and really hammering that woman. That's what he was supposed to do. That's how I looked at it. That's what he was supposed to do.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yes, sir. Kind of one concept.
All right. The water Cap. I appreciate you coming through, man. Cap, you hitting them numbers, boy. Beating the brakes off these preachers, boy. You keeping all the crazies up out of here, man. You know what I mean? Child molesters,
yes, sir.
Baby rod players, preachers, fags, Egyptian fags. I mean, you
know what I was taught, sir.
Crystal worshiping, voodoo motherfuckers. Excuse my French. All kinds of crazy niggas trying to come, you know what I mean, face you down. You in a cat. Yes, you and Ephraim.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? So you've been a blessing in the work of the Lord, man. We thank the Lord for you.
The water, sir. I appreciate it.
Hitting them heights like you do. You and your whole New York team.
Most High in Christ, kind of one concept.
Yeah, I'm right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yabashim Shabakatha.
Hey, Yabashim Shabakatha. The water, Cap. Is that where we going?
Comic-Con, sir. Comic-Con, sir. Recently, P. Diddy has been in the news.
Oh, really?
Comic-Con, sir. It says, first day of testimony, home sex trafficking trial ends.
So his trial has ended. So nobody's been able to hear this trial, or has people been able to come in and witness this trial?
Oh, yes, I believe today was the first day.
Oh, today's the first day of the trial. Okay. So they finally opening up the trial to get it on.
Con, sir.
Okay. And what were you gonna say on it, Salakia?
I was gonna say, sir, a lot of nasty and lascivious stuff was coming out about Diddy, sir. It's a lot.
All right, let's hear some of the details. we're after 8. We're on evening time. Put the baby to bed. All right. Let's see what filth Hollywood's been doing under our noses and undermining of our Black, Latino, and Native Indian community.
They're also bringing out a few names. Also,
really, who they bringing out?
I forget the two, but I know one is big in the movies now. Michael B. Jordan. I think I'm saying his name right. Michael B. Jordan, right?
No, my God.
Killmonger is killing something else.
Damn.
Killmonger, but not what you might be looking for. Right. Who else you died? What else you got? You died? Come on, drop that dirt on us.
And that he grew up to be the way that he did because of his messed up childhood. So word on the street is his mom, Janice Combs, was an escort, and she would sometimes make Diddy watch her indulge in these freak-offs when he was still a kid. As if this wasn't bad enough, his dad was also the leader of a very notorious gang in Harlem back in the day, and he would physically assault people and sometimes even unalive them in front of Diddy to the house. This is something that she would do often, and Diddy would witness it happen all the time. As if this wasn't too. At an early age, I started my own paper route. According to the internet, Janice would sometimes bring some of the men that she hooked up with to the house. This is something that she would do often, and Diddy would witness it happen all the time. As if this wasn't already bad enough for an underage kid to be seeing, it's also been reported by multiple sources that his father was a gang leader in Harlem. This was confirmed by Complex Magazine back in 2013, and an explosive article where they investigated the parents of a lot of popular rappers.
She's getting a drip with me. She's hydrating. What's up, Mom?
Everything's good, baby. I feel with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Love you too.
Mom, freshly dipped though.
Sloggy, sir, if I can pause it, I want to go back. If we go back to like the 2:20-minute mark, right? They was explaining how his mother would bring, her little escorts in the crib and make him watch. It was explaining that his mother was an escort. I'm gonna go back to it.
Up with to the house. This is something that she was working 3 jobs, and allegedly escorting was one of them. My mother worked 3 jobs, and my grandmother worked 2. At an early age, I started my own paper route. According to the internet, Janice would sometimes bring some of the men that she hooked up with to the house. This is something that she would do often, and Diddy would witness it happen all the time.
And they saying that Diddy would witness his mom do her escort business all the time. And then I'm a fast forward to some of the the little nastiness that he just kissed her with.
Other on the lips. However, what really got people's attention was when they saw that Janice had her nails painted white.
She's getting a drip with me. She's hydrating. What's up, Mom?
Everything's good, baby. I feel with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Love you too.
Baby. Mom, freshly dipped though.
I don't understand what's the significance of the white nails. I can't hear if y'all talking. I can't hear.
Did you ask a question just now?
Yeah, you need to bring your mic closer to you, man.
How about now? Hello, hello.
Okay, maybe it's me. You sound
like it's off. It sounds like it's off.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Test. I'm good now.
Yeah, you good now.
Salakia. I just said, did you ask a question just now? Seems like you said something.
Yeah, I got two questions. You can bring it back to us now, Mara. I got two questions. One, what was the significance of the white nails? They were making it like it was significant, the white nails. Is there any significance in that?
Con, sir.
What's the significance?
So if I would have kept playing it, they was saying that the white nails represents people that participate in the freak offs. It was saying that his mother participates in the freak offs. And I was about to fast forward to say where Diddy says, "I love my mom. She's down. I take her to the strip club with me. She could touch the floor with her palms." And he's saying it in the video. So that was the significance of the white nails, to say that she participates in the free golf. So
And can you all tell me what and I know this might sound a little uncool, but I do want to know, what did he mean when he said she about to drip with me? Did you hear that in the earlier part when you were showing the earlier part with the nails? Or when she was kissing him, he said, this is my mom and she getting hydrated. She about to drip with me. I'm assuming that means she about to get high with him, so she hydrating first. But I just wanted to check to be sure. Or does that mean she was going to drink with him, or does nobody know?
Salaki, sir, the term drip just refers to the clothing. So I don't know. I took it as he when he went to show the nails, it wasn't just, I guess it was like a cover up to say, my mom stay fly, look at her nails. But to code it like that's like a cover up for what the nails actually mean, because that's what they try to go into afterwards if I'd have played the video.
Gotcha. So basically they accusing her in this as having molested him.
Con.
So I guess that's what they're gonna use to try to say, he wasn't a bad guy. They trying to make him out to be like a victim, when what this cat was doing was horrific. And the abuse and the things, if these accusations are true, making people walk all the way to Brooklyn to bring him back cheesecake, and shit like that, the degradation and humiliation of people, you know what I'm saying, in his industry, the destroying the careers, the wiping out of wealth, the threats, the possible, killings, and God knows what else that we don't even know about. That this cat was a train wreck in the black community, train wreck in the music community, a train wreck in entertainment, period, and loved and beheld by all the so-called Jew, of which none are in jail. None are arrested, indicted, in jail. Clive Davis, all the rest of them lowlifes up there who have been robbing black people and robbing their music and doing what everybody else has been doing. None of them are in jail. None of them, and they mansions are twice the size of his. Their wealth is 3 and 4 times, if not 10 times greater than the wealth that he portrayed before everybody else. So, this twisting around to try to make him a victim is, disgusting. He was molested. That's not a small thing to be molested by your mother and exposed to those kind of sexual things. That is absolutely, evil, wrong, and horrific. But that does go on in America, and don't nobody turn into Puff Daddy, get finance from the so-called Jew, and destroy everybody in the black community's life with the same filthy, disgusting attitude. And he for sure didn't do it by himself. So, while he was molested, I feel bad for him for that. But he took that molestation to a whole nother level of evil thereafter. Probably is part responsible for the whole Biggie Smalls Tupac controversy and death. I mean, he's probably part, has had a hand in that for whatever reason and for whoever's reason. Basically, he was another pawn, if I could, in the same game they started back in the 80s, which is destroy the black community through its music. Turn everything gangster, turn us against each other in the killing and shooting. We shooting up city buses in Philly now. That comes from what we listening on the radio to, all day long. That come from BET pumping out the most raunchiest and violent videos around the clock with no hindrance at all. That come from all those Jewish radio stations across the country playing music that's been destroying us, from day one. That come from all those rotten ass preachers who did not do anything to curb and change the route of the music that was being put out. They the ones that hold the reins, and he was the whore that decided to pimp himself to him, and he deserves the same thing that they get. That whole system, thank the Lord, if it is going to be destroyed, is being destroyed now. Thank that, and Barak Atah Yahweh Shem for all the great men in the UPK that got down and get down to push a more positive and strong positive sound. Big shout out to Nakawan, boy, put it down at the Black Party. Something ridiculous. Turned it out along with so many others, King Ty and I like to call him Geronimo. He don't let me though. But you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Cat Makad, Abarayam, you know what I mean, and all them great other brothers that was involved. Those are brothers, that's real strength. Those are brothers pushing music in the other direction. This cat, he could have did that as well, along with whatever else he was doing. He whored himself out to the record company and took all the fall for every last one of them. I yield to water.
So it's 11 unless you want to do some more.
You die, what you hold? Anything you die holding you like before we run up out of here?
You die?
I got a few stories, sir. I got the story with ICE in Nashville and with Newark, New Jersey, and I got a couple Trump stories, sir, and the Iman Shumpert story with Tiana Taylor.
All right, y'all want to hold it? Hold it to do them in the middle of the week, give them a shot.
Come to one, come.
Yeah, let's go and wrap it up, man. Hey, I want to tell everybody for coming on through, man, and joining us, man. I'm gonna pass the mic on. I'm sure y'all gonna play something concerning the ties. We need your support. I'm still paying your Passover off. Everybody coming in and support us. Support us in every way you can. Pay your tithes, man. Strengthen Israelite School, UBK. We have always been, even before these days of tragedy, we have always been a positive voice in the black community to get everybody, Latino and Native Indian communities, to get everybody to speak up about what was going on. We've been doing it since '69. We've been doing it in the streets when it was unpopular. We was doing it when we was getting nothing for it. And we still continuing to do it. And great men are coming in behind us doing it as well. So that's my piece. Man, I yield. We rapping all the way. Y'all got something y'all want to do? If not, I just want to say big shout out to the heavy hitters up in the building. General Muhammad, General Mayat, doing it like they do. You understand? Holding it down. And let me tell you something, man, for all the haters out there, man, they've been sending me email and hating on General Yohana, you know what I'm saying? I understand y'all hating on me and all that, and y'all feeling some kind of way and feel like, I shouldn't have this kind of success. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to let you know that I'm brushing you off my goddamn shoulder and don't give a fuck. Let me tell you why. You motherfuckers went out there and tried to destroy the Israelite School of UPK. Brought it down to nothing. Through the grace and mercy of the Lord, I went and got General Muhammad and General Mayat. Here we are later, man. Mayat got little gray in his beard. Muhammad got a little gray in his beard. I got so much gray, I'm gonna blind you if I come up on the air. You understand? So we done, you know what I'm saying? I done got two real niggas along with a ton of other real niggas, real YNs. You understand? You know what I'm saying? That got up in the game and pushed the thing on over to the top. I thank the Lord for them, man. Like what they done been doing is just absolutely amazing. You know what I mean? And they don't get enough recognition for the great things that they do and have done And the Lord have blessed them and brought this whole thing back with all of us teamed up, working and rocking and rolling. And so many other badass captains. And let me tell you something else, man. If you're coming up in the UPK, you know what I mean, follow orders and support your captain, man. If you don't get the carnal glory that you think you should have, then you, instead of blaming somebody, blame yourself. You know what I mean? Like, one thing I can say about these brothers, man, when we was down and had nothing, they didn't complain about the position they was in. They worked the position, man, to the best they could, and the Lord rose them up. The Lord will do something to you, man. Learn a lesson from Cain and Abel, man. You know what I mean? Stop bringing forth something that's unworthy to the Most High and expecting the Lord to praise you for it. That's what Cain did. You know what I mean? Abel went and brought something worthy before the Lord, and the Lord praised him for it. You a young officer coming up in the truth, don't be hating on your captain, man. Don't be hating on the man that's in charge. Change your heart, man, for the Lord reject you and throw your dumb ass in the street. I'm just saying. And for all you other cats that's coming in, man, come on in here, man, and man the hell up. We got an amazing program going on in this truth to help ourselves and help our families and nation and to help all our people. So big shout out to the generals, man. Big shout out to Hazy Young. Couldn't be here tonight. Had to call off, but he's a heavy hitter also up in there, and so many more. Of course, big shout out to the Die Hard team. Officer Marah, Officer Yadiah, Officer Ibahaya, Officer Mathumya. And let me tell you something, man. These cats work hard too, man. These cats break out early in the morning, work their slaveries, come on in here, grind and work this thing to the bitter end. Me and Yadiah was talking last week. He was laughing. Yadiah be so tired sometimes, man. Yadiah be on autopilot. You know what I'm saying? I be realizing that I said, Yadiah, why did you say so and so? He said, Salakia, man. I basically ain't hear what you said, because he be tired as hell by 11 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock. These cats them put in, you know what I mean, 15, 16 hours. Can you get down like that? So, you know what I mean? They get down, man. They work hard for it. Marah, all over the place. And he the go-to man damn near for Philly. You know what I'm saying? Something go down, they call Marah. You know what I'm saying? So these cats work hard. I buy y'all, my thumb y'all, coming up in it too. Other cats too, man. And this is all over the country. Respect this, man. Respect the op. Respect the way this thing go. You know what I mean? Stop the whining and crying. Some of y'all got baby man written all over you. Let's take all of that, man. Let's do this together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I get checked too. You know, sometimes brothers got to get with me like, look, man, what is you doing? And I got to sit down and look at it and be like, you right. You shouldn't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? We should do this. I ain't scared to say that. You know what I mean? I'm not perfect. But at the same time, let's step up above it, man, and do something amazing. You know what I mean? And you're gonna be amazing. You come in the UPK and get in this work and get solid up in there and get your head focused, you're gonna be amazing anyway. You're gonna do more than you ever could have done in the world on any given day. Once you come up in here and learn all that you're gonna learn up in here, man. So I yield on that, man. All right. See y'all next time live on the UPK, fan. Shalom.
Shalom, Israel. This is Captain Desire, ranked 13,000 under Commander Jenny Hunter. You know what time it is. We got the Lord's Passover, the 56th annual Passover, ISUBK, Atlanta, Georgia, going down this year. Have you paid your Passover fee? I paid mine. Everybody pays a Passover fee. Gives you full access to everything that we got going for the whole week. Make sure that you have paid your Passover fee. $200 per person. Just go to isubk.com. Click the link for tithes and donations. When you pay it, put your name in there, and let's get busy. Let's get it done. We're only about 2 weeks away from the Lord's Passover. Shalom.